Charlton?
Andrea Sachs?
Yes?
Great. Human resources certainly has an odd sense of humor. Follow me. Okay, so I was Miranda's second assistant, but her first assistant recently got promoted, and so now I'm the first.
Oh, and you're replacing yourself.
Well, I am trying. Miranda sacked the last two girls after only a few weeks. We need to find someone who can survive here. Do you understand?
Around my head that somebody right now across the world is on the verge of giving up, whether on their YouTube channel because they have spent all night editing, recording and posting 30 whole days straight, doing live stream of about 8 hours, and only just one person comes in. It can't get any more Prada, can it? Talk about somebody who probably started a business on loan, and then after a while everything just comes crashing. Even the whole analysis or the business analyst that was brought on board wasn't able to deliver. And how can we explain a freelancer who put her heart so much in the work that she's about to do, and then all of a sudden her client disappears on her? See, this is literally me last year before I started my LinkedIn journey. 1 full year of maybe subtle confusion at some point, but one thing is sure: the time is always your ally. So today we're going to be using this secret that probably no one's talking about, right? One of the things I figured out is that Hollywood always does something. It means that everything I'm going to be sharing to you right now on this channel would forever be remembered by you. I'm literally going to tie the lessons side by side and everything you need to be paying attention to if you are just starting out your journey. Somebody just says, why am I the right person to talk about this? I said, where you are right now, I literally was last year, but now 40,000 attendees at my events, spoken at 120 trainings, made 7 figures. I don't know who better than to tell you this. And see, there is no pressure of any sort. But the question is, like I said earlier, time is your ally. What would you be doing before eventually that one post shoots you to the heavens? Now, here's one thing I would also want you to know, right? It's better you have your writing materials and start your documentation journey. So if you're just meeting me for the first time, my name is Dr. Vivian Magnus. I'm the founder of Phoenix Gate. Kindly like this video and comment as well. Tell me a little bit about your journey on YouTube. How has it been? How are the 30 views, 10 views going? Okay, so let's dive right in.
Who are you?
My name is Andy Sachs. I recently graduated from Northwestern University.
And what are you doing here?
I came to New York to be a journalist, and basically it's this or auto universe.
So you don't read Runway?
No.
And before today, you had never heard of me?
No.
Sometimes you're probably in that place where you're chaotic, you're just showing up for the first, starting out an endeavor. It's very important that you're able to align all the skills that you have been able to win at. I would first of all narrow it down to 5 and then maybe 3, right? And pay attention to all 3 of them and start asking yourself, which ones have you learned for the longest? When you're going to be talking about yourself, somebody says, who are you? Which is, by the way, the first conversation that Miranda Priestly asked Andy as soon as she saw her. And the goal is being able to talk about your wins that are related to that particular subject of discussion, right? And of course, if she had done maybe a little bit background check, that would have probably helped her as well to know that, oh, I'm coming to this place. These are the top people who are in this place. And these are what they've done so far. And because of my background in this and this and this, I know that I'll be best suited. Anyway, she didn't leave without a fight, which was super excellent. So the first point of our conversation is curating your identity. It's very important that you answer who you are. And from who you are, we already mentioned you being able to align your skills, right? What are the skills the in-demand skills that you have as low-hanging fruit? Then the next thing will be to measure the demand. Be sure that literally in the market, that's literally what everybody is doing. Not because you're passionate about something and you want to be the only one. Well, the good thing about YouTube, and I say it again, and content creation, is that you can actually be the only one doing something. So your money is not directly coming from your skill that you serve people. It's literally by maybe entertaining people in a weird way. Let's say somebody who only knows how to brush and is brushing every day on YouTube, right? there's no improvement, but then you might definitely have a comic relief added to yours if you probably just start showing up and that's the only thing you do. So eventually YouTube pays you, but that particular segment, you're putting yourself at the mercy of that particular platform, which most times I don't admonish sorts of living. So we're being able to talk about curating your identity. So the first things you're going to do is talk about your wins, some of the skills that you can transition with, or some of your soft skill as well, your characteristics, your ability to be resilient, your ability to stay true to a job, all up, and then come up with something exceptional. Lace your passion on it. So you hear lots of people talk about being passionate. Please, that is literally every time we teach about it, it's usually the last one you make sure that aligns. Don't go and start forcing passion on anybody, especially if you want to offer it as a service. But if you want to create content, of course, please be passionate from start to finish. It's still going to produce results because content is a platform that pays you, not necessarily people. So provided you're having all the traffic that is necessary, right? Definitely you will monetize. Okay. So once you're being able to curate your identity, of course, part of the components of identity is being able to talk about your story, your brand story. If your brand story doesn't make people cry, then it is not a brand story. I'm going to say it again. Or maybe I'll skip that. You heard me right. That's the word. Okay. So the next thing would be to talk about your own persona and how it can easily be reflected in whatever it is you want to offer as a service or as a product or as a software. See that from all these conversations and everything I've spoken about, from Andy's standpoint, she seemed to have figured that out clearly. So you hear lots of people say that it's in my heart. Of course, it's very good to have you yourselves figured out in your brain. And which she said she knew, she told her outrightly that she's a very intelligent person and then she will literally cope whatever it is, which is very true. Eventually, she became one of her best staff and all that. But this is one thing I would want everybody to know, right? The fact that it's here doesn't definitely mean that people are going to work with you. So people will say, show, don't tell. For me, I would say show and tell, right? So everything she said would have been perfect if all of a sudden Miranda looks at her and sees that she's wearing Prada, as the case may be, or whatever it is that makes her super aligned to have a powerful presence.
And you have no style or sense of fashion.
I think that depends on what you're...
No. That wasn't a question.
When she said, you have no sense of style, no fashion. And outrightly there, being a very intelligent person, Andy was literally trying to contravene her. And she said, clearly, means that whatever it is that you say that it's in the vision of what it is that you want to offer, whether as a service or a product or collaboration or brand ambassador, make sure that your value literally aligns to whatever product. And how you show, right? You show in your conversation, show in your appearance, show in your presence.
All right, everyone, gird your loins.
Well, I don't admonish that for anyone who is probably running an organization. You don't need that. But then she had a presence that kind of made a lot of people seek excellence even with fear. That's crazy. I don't see myself working in places like that. But then she had stated clearly, so clarity, that this is who she was. And everybody who needed to work with her had to bend to whatever it is. And that's part of the things that you will be doing today. Ensure that your brand statement is super clear, that even the blind can see. So we have been able to discuss for today's class. We said curating your identity. And then the next thing is to make sure that you're able to show and tell. So I've seen a lot of people go viral every single time, or a lot of people crave growth and virality. Now, let me say a statement that you should probably be retiring from here with, right? Virality, no growth, no identity, no offer is equal to nothing. Literally nothing. Even virality with growth and no offer is still equal to nothing, because sometimes you might be lucky enough to have some brand ambassadors meet you and say, okay, you seem to be very intelligent. You seem to have figured out growth. Can we bring you on board? Yes, it's possible, but sometimes you don't want to wait for people. And guess what? People are super busy, right? So it means that they will not be there hoping to tell you where you should make money. You should literally sit down and curate your own irresistible offer, curate your identity, so that as you grow and as your channel grow, it's going to be super easy for people to partner with you. So if you missed out on our class, our first 3 days, we talked about Maslow's hierarchy of needs and how you're able to find out what it is that you're offering, and then how well are you positioned for what it is that you want to offer. So our classes 1 to 3, you can just go down. I think I'm going to add somewhere in this video, right? You're going to see that. Then one other thing I would want to add is your ability to literally create an irresistible offer. Just prepare for it. So right now, as all of you can see me, I currently had to jump on a meeting, I think was it yesterday or day before yesterday, with an international bank, right? And I think we've literally talked about, signed, given me everything that I'm supposed to do and all that. Of course, it has to do with money. So, and that's what Monetize with Dr. Vivian Magnus is all about. So I'm saying this again because I'd want you to get ready in as much as you're growing, right? Don't just be carried away about the numbers. Grow in your skill, grow in your offerings, grow in your communication of your offerings, and then grow in your being able to seek for that which belongs to you. So before you despair again, know that there is already a provision. So my name is Dr. Vivian Magnus. If up to now you have not liked, you have not subscribed to my video, you have not turned on your notification, how are you going to see this beautiful face again? So please do well to see you in my next video. I have something even more amazing to share with you all. Do have an amazing day. Bye-bye. Ciao.